right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Is there anybody, I see some faces that I don't 100% recognize, so who hasn't been here before? 1, 2, 3. Sweet, sweet. How did you find out about us?
My counselor actually told me.
Oh, good. Yay, 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 yay. How did you find out about us?
My friend.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
She told me.
Nice. And you guys?
My friend.
All right.
Washington.
Okay, cool. Cool. Nice, nice. I'm glad you found us. Yeah, it's always nice if you can find somewhere to go and just kind of center and get realigned a little bit, you know, especially when you're on a trip and traveling, it's good. So my husband and I try to do that when we go out of town. Sometimes we're lucky, sometimes we're not. I remember one time we were, just weird side note story, we were in, where were we? Joshua Tree. And so I'm like, there's gonna be somewhere cool to meditate. We're in Joshua Tree, you know, and I'm like looking and looking and looking. And then we go and I find one and I'm like, oh, there's this meditation, it's tonight. And we're like driving like with this like weird, crazy dirt roads and stuff. And then we get in, I'm like, it's in somebody's house. Like, I don't know what's happening. And I'm like, and so I'm like, yeah, we'll just skip it. Anyway, so like I said, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes not so much. So this whole month has been about transformation and like, what is that? You know, what are the process of transformation? It's been very cool. This starting last week, and then I'm continuing through to tomorrow. I'm very, very fortunate. I'm able to do some work with my first teacher, Glenda, and I can feel that I'm like right on the edge of being super emotional. So if I start getting all gushy and whatever watery, just kind of roll with it. But anyway, so she's just a really amazing person to me. And I was going through like a journey when I first met her, and which I think a lot of people, when they're kind of, you don't go on a journey in your life because everything's super cool, you know, like, because you go on a journey because things kind of suck and you're trying to figure out something to reorient and like get yourself back on track again. And she was the catalyst for me to make that change. And it was during a really, really dark time in my life, you know. But it was this complete transformation that I had to make, and it was such a painful time. So anyway, I'm in these classes with her this week, and kind of refreshing and learning. And she's one of those people that like she just drops like nuggets of gold, and you'll miss it. And I haven't been able to be to any of her teachings in several years, and so as I'm listening to her, I'm like, that's money. Like, I've never heard you say that before. And she's like, oh, I've said that a million times. I'm like, no, you haven't. And so, but to see where I am now versus where I was then, I would never have imagined that my life could have turned out that way. I would never imagine that this room would have all these beautiful faces in here that I rely on to see every week and make me so happy. And yet it was this process of some painstaking sacrifices and some ugly speed bumps in the road, you know. But that's what transformation is. It is that. It shouldn't be this pretty hunky-dory thing. It just isn't, because you're not going to transform. You will just stay the same, and that gets really, really boring, and it doesn't do anything, you know. And sometimes we take big giant leaps backwards, or at least they feel like big giant leaps backwards, you know, and you're sitting there and you're like, man, how did I wind up back here again? But see, you forget that even with those steps backwards, that you have all that knowledge that you accumulated in the strides forward. And so then you can go into that tool chest that you've created for yourself, into that reserve of all of that knowledge, all of that information, and then that's going to make you come out of that a million times quicker. And so it's, you know, it's just this process, this ebb and flow, and ebb and flow. And so that's kind of tonight. Who's never meditated? Jack, you poor thing. Okay. Jack, I love you, and I miss you when you're not here. It makes me so happy when you're here. Okay, so you've never meditated before. Okay, so this is cool, and I'm going to suggest this. And this is for all of us, like for tonight, for all of us. I would encourage you guys to allow yourself to feel the energy in the room and let that buoy you through the meditation. So it's not like you don't have to be perfect in the meditation. You just take the strength from everybody else in the room. We have one of our Kundalini teachers, she used to say that everybody in the room benefits and can be just as strong as the best yogi or yogini in the room. And I always loved that, you know. My husband when we would take classes from her, he's like, I just let you do all the heavy lifting, and I'll just kind of benefit from your hard work. But in this sense, I really do want you guys to really think like that. Like it's almost like we're like locking arms energetically, and we're just going to continue to lift ourselves. So even if you don't have a regular practice or you haven't practiced before, just let that energy kind of lift you and carry you and keep you solid, okay? Okie dokie. So let's all kind of, Quinn's just going to shut off the back lights, but you can leave the front lights on. And we're going to sit up nice and tall. So in this posture, the goal is to just kind of get this central channel nice and straight, but we don't want it to be forced. It's as if the crown of the head is being lifted by a string, an imaginary string. So if that happens, then that automatically makes the chin tuck in, all right? And then we've got our shoulders back. We've got our sits bones rooted into our cushion. And then I'm a little bit chilly tonight, so you can take your palms and rest them in your lap. But if you want them out a little bit, that helps the airflow kind of go around you. So if you're hot, which my temperature gauge is all over the place sometimes, so that's how you would do that. But if you're cold, hold your hands in your lap a little bit. If you're feeling more feminine energy in the body tonight, it's good to have your left hand cupping or holding underneath your right hand, more masculine than the opposite, all right? Right under left. And then just let your eyes, if they're not already closed, allow them to gently close down. And so it just is a soft closure of the eyes, preventing them from being slammed shut. That is going to bring tension into the face, and when that tension comes into the face, it's going to distort where the meditation can take you. And then check in with your jaw. Be sure that your jaw is nice and loose, that your tongue is nice and loose. I encourage people to smile a little bit, a soft smile. It doesn't have to be this big like Cheshire cat, just a soft smile on your face. Because by turning the corners of your mouths up, you send a signal to your entire nervous system that this is a good, happy, safe environment, okay? There's a meridian point right underneath your nose, and that smile releases energy from that meridian point and then just soothes the entire nervous system. And then just connect with the breath for a little bit. Feel the inhale and the exhale. It's nice, it's smooth. It should feel almost like silk coming in, filling up the lungs all the way down to the diaphragm, and then going out. While you're here to hold the concentration on the breath for the next little bit, you can say in and out. If you're somebody who has a practice like Kundalini or something like that, you can say Sat on the inhale and Nam on the exhale. So if you find yourself getting distracted, you will go back to either in, out, or sat nam. So now that we've connected with our breath, I would encourage you to find a sound to attach to. It could be the clicking of the clock. It could be maybe if the air conditioning clicks back on or something like that. But we're going to take an outside sound outside of our bodies and just hold that. Now we're going to go back to the internal. So as we go to the internal, this time we're going to zero in on our heartbeat. I'm going to encourage you to connect so deeply with your heartbeat that you can feel it through your entire body. So that the goal here is to become the heartbeat. So we're going to go into the heart now. It's as if we're in the heart so that the beating can be around you and surround you. So while we're in this sacred space in our heart, there's a lot of energy there. And we can transmute suffering for ourselves and for other people. If you have a thing in your life that is causing you pain and suffering, I encourage you to just hold it in your hands and your mind's eye while you're in that chamber of your heart. And then I would encourage you to set the intention that it can be transmuted. We don't need to know where it's going to go. We do not need to solve it. We do not need to put any more energy into it other than setting the intention that this is going to be transmuted into light and love. Okay, now, while we're still in the sacred chamber of our heart, I would encourage you to think about somebody that you care about, that you know is suffering. And envision them coming into this space in your heart with you. And in your mind's eye, see them hand their suffering to you in your hands. And you will hold it and allow that same power of your heart to transmute it. You do not need to solve it. You don't need to do anything with it. Just allow the power of your heart to transmute it. If other people come to mind, it is important that you complete one person and then let them leave before you invite in another. Okay, if anybody is left in there, you just, bless them and then they leave. You're staying with your heartbeat again, solo, just you. Now I'd like you, while you're in this space, one last imagery is to picture, imagine, and think of yourself in whatever a perfected state means to you. Just envision that. You are whole. You are complete. There's no shoulds. There's no supposed to's. You are whole and you are complete. And hold that image of yourself there. So begin to connect with your breath again. Being very aware of the smooth inhale, very aware of the smooth exhale. Be aware of the feeling of the temperature of the room on your skin. And you can start to bring a little bit of movement back into your body. Please, again, let your eyes be the last thing to open. So the most powerful way to make change in your life is to help somebody else. Okay? So it's very interesting, We become, stuck in our stuff. And then we can't see a way out. And there's a band called Wookie Foot that I love so much, and they have a song. It's like there's no way out, but there's a way in. And so you go in to it, right? Then you find somebody who needs help, and then you're both stronger and you're better. I mean, that's like people who do the things like recovery and stuff like that. You know that. I mean, like you go and you find a buddy and you help them. But then by helping somebody, it helps you and it makes you better and it keeps you focused and working and doing the things that you need to do in your life. So we are so interconnected, but we cannot avoid our caca. We don't. There is no free pass away from the caca. We just have to go through it. It just is. But then we're smarter and we're wiser, and then we can help other people. And then that's how we make the biggest change and the biggest transformation in our life. Okay? So don't be afraid of your caca. Right? All right. So we have this coming month, there's like a lot of really cool things happening. And please forgive me, I do not have the calendars out yet, but everything is on the website. We have a past life regression workshop. And Quentin did this before in October, and it's really cool. It's amazing. Like you don't even if it's just, whatever comes up, because it can be cellular memories too. We have our ancestors' cells inside of us, like their memories. So every single cell that is in your body has the code of every single thing that you have ever experienced, every touch, smell, argument, taste, everything. It's stored in every single one of your cells. As one cell dies, it passes that information on to the new cell as it's born. I always think of that movie Inside Out that they had, with all the little balls. It really is like that. And so, but then you think you have 50% of your DNA coming from your mom and 50% of your DNA coming from your dad. You have all of their cellular information inside of you too. And that goes back now, I used to say 14 generations, but they've seen now it's 15 generations, flat minimum of 15 generations. That's huge, okay? So sometimes in these past life regression things, it's that'll kind of like show up. I mean, like you don't know. And they're just really, really cool. So anyway, that is, and I think it's only like $65. It's super cheap. Quentin, 55. What is it?
55.
55. It's even cheaper. And then, and what are the dates for that?
It is April 18th, and I believe we are doing early afternoon.
Okay. It's all right. It's on the website, so you got time. But there's a cap on it, right? How many people?
Only 12 people.
Only 12 people.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things. If you're going to do it, you want to take advantage of it.
I just announced it yesterday, and it's already.
I know. So that's why, don't dawdle, y'all. And then, so then there's a Kundalini Satkriya that Amanda Cho is going to be doing. And there's also a Qigong workshop. Those are both on Sundays. Again, you're going to have to go on the website. I'm so sad that I don't have my calendars ready. But those are both really cool. So the Qigong one, I think she's doing some is it I Ching work? Can you remember what it was? I can't remember. Oh, it was Taoist. It was like Taoist philosophies and stuff like that. So anyway, she's doing that. So Barb's doing that. And then the following weekend is the Satkriya. So cool stuff, really, really cool, beneficial stuff for you. And then there's a Reiki attunement. If you are looking to get Reiki attuned, then you should make sure that you don't do anything else that weekend. I'm talking to her because she's been trying for so long and something keeps coming up. But it is the fourth Friday, Saturday, Sunday of April. So if that's something that you're interested in, please let me know. So we have a really, really good Reiki community. Yes, some great Reiki masters, so much help, so much support. And so if that's something that's like part of your journey is like, wow, I want to know how to facilitate energy, even just for myself or for other people. I feel like I've been called to try to help with this energy and help heal. Let me know, because we really do. We have a really good community. It's super cool. All right, I think that's it. Paige, is there anything else that you can think of? Quentin, anything else that you can think of? Jack, you have something?
What do you think about yoga? Meditation.
I know.
Thank you for all that you do and all that you are. You are an angel.
Thank you, Jack. It's really nice of you. I appreciate that. Thanks. Damn it. Thank you. I mean, I just really am really grateful to hear you say that. Thank you, Jack. Thank you. Okay, Quentin, were you going to say anything else?
Yeah, I was going to say the following weekend after Barb's, it's Taoist cosmology.
That's what it is.
Yeah. But then there's Amanda's workshop as well for Kundalini.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is so much to give everyone. It's just
It is. Just go onto our website. It's all on there. It's all on there. So, and no hike in April. That's.
We're going to take a break for April, but then May, we're going to Canyon Lake. We're going to paddleboard, kayak, and then starts our summer trips going up north.
Nice.
All good stuff.
Nice. Nice. Okay, you guys, thank you. And let me just say one last thing. Jack, you saying that, I thank you so much because you guys don't know what you mean to me. You know, I mean, like, honestly, I'm so grateful and I love it when there's new people because it's really just like this cool energy here and everybody brings so much to it. And I look so forward to Tuesday night. You know, I just look so forward to it. And I don't ever get tired of it. I never ever think to myself, man, I gotta go over there. I never ever think that at all. Quentin and I go and we go up to Cave Creek area, no, Carefree. Is it Carefree? Cave Creek, I can't remember anyway. Somewhere way over there on the other side of the valley. And we see this Rinpoche, and he's been doing this for years and years and years. And so we've taken a long time away, and now we kind of went back, and I'm like, whoa, he's still doing it, man. He's still rolling, and he's like doing it. And sometimes I think, does he ever get tired of talking? And like, does he ever get tired of doing these teachings? And I'm like, if he feels anything like I do, which his elevation is like a gazillion times stronger than mine, there's no way. You just love it. You know, you just love doing this. So thank you. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, you guys, see you next week. Thank you.